What would it want to be? Well, considering everybody seems to die on this show, it would be me avenging whoever messed with Huel.
Okay.
Somebody shot Huel. I'd want to go kill him. And then I get, I go out Scarface style.
Yeah.
That's one of my goals as an actor. I don't have lofty goals. I want to do the getting tortured scene. I want to get shot. I did that one already in a movie, Stand Up Guys. And then I want to do the scene where you get chased down the alley by the cops and you make it to the chain link fence and you get halfway up before they grab you.
Great.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I hope that happens.
Well, if you set your goals low, that's one for the kids. You can learn. You can hit a lot of them.
As if collectively you were all just like, well, what does it look like? I'm not gonna lie to you. It still looks like a dead body, but it looks way fucking better than that blow-up doll from 30 years ago. And that's what scares me, because everything gets better, right? You look at when cars first came out, the stupid horn, you had to crank start it, you'd run over your best friend. Now you can start one up with a remote control from like 50 yards away, right? Remember when airbags first came out? They just had one for the driver. My family! Oh my God! Oh my God! Why would you just save me? And then eventually, they got airbags for everybody. Well, these robot sex dolls are gonna be no different. Okay, they're just gonna keep getting better and better and better. And these fucking nerds are not gonna be making any regular looking robot dolls, right? Some girl next door, just some plain Jane, the chick your mom likes, being like, well, there's a nice girl you can settle down with, she knows how to cook. Fuck that. They're gonna make Victoria's Secret supermodels, just absolute, like Paris runway looking supermodels. And you're gonna be able to come home to one of these things, and it's gonna laugh at all your jokes. It's gonna sit down and watch the game with you like it doesn't get any better than this. Yes, it does. And it's gonna get up and make you a fucking, bunt cake or a meat pie, whatever the fuck you people eat, right? There's not gonna be a human woman in here that's gonna be able to compete with that for longer than 90 minutes, even on your birthday. By the third trip to the fridge, she's gonna be like, yeah, fucking get it yourself. What am I, your slave? Go fuck yourself. And after you've been with one of these robots, like sex dolls, you're not gonna be able to go back to a real woman, right? With all her hopes and dreams and her needs. You're gonna be coming home, she's like, what is going on with you? We're not connecting, we need a date night. All you'll be thinking is like, how do I shut this fucking thing off? What is it, on nagging mode? Why isn't it blowing me right now? I clearly entered the room. I entered the room, it's supposed to drop to its knees and blow me. I don't understand. Yeah, like your ego is gonna be at like a dictator level. Like, me and my man tits have arrived. Service me. Say that I am your lord. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're not gonna be able to go back to a real woman. And then nobody's gonna be fucking women, so they're gonna get lonely, so they're gonna have to create a doll for you guys, right? A giant fucking, I don't know what you guys are into. I don't pretend to know, like some giant Brad Pitt looking fucking robot doll, fucking 8-pack abs, a robot dick down to the floor, holds both your hands when you tell a story, right? Well, whatever you're into. Opens a bottle of wine at 12 noon. It's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah. I think they're gonna fuck us into extinction. Because at that point, the only people left having sex with other human beings are gonna be hipsters and the homeless, right? Because hipsters, they love all the old shit, right? Cassette tapes, frisbees, dressing like a cobbler, whatever the fuck it is they're doing, right? But even a homeless guy, after like, I don't know, a couple of years, he'll be able to drag some old one-legged fucked out robot model out of the trash, drag it back to its lair, and even that thing will still be building him up, just laying there like, I don't think you smell that bad. This is my favorite bridge. Yeah. And we're all gonna fucking die off. And what's gonna be left to fight these robots off is gonna be an entire generation of hipster spawn. Yeah. And they're gonna go to war ironically. Yeah. Dressed like, I don't know, fucking growing Civil War beards, dressing like Star Wars action figures, and they're gonna get fucking slaughtered. And right when they get down to the last 30, there's gonna be some liberal robot going like, we should save a few for posterity, right? And they're just gonna stick them in a zoo. Maybe this little hodgepodge of what was left. You know, black, white, Latin, Asian, gay, straight, trans, whatever the fuck, right? And they're still gonna be arguing with each other. The robots will just be standing outside going, I love it when they cross their legs. Yeah, and this is the fucking world that I brought my daughter into. Like, I actually am legitimately scared about them. But I don't know. I gotta tell you though, becoming a dad though is the greatest fucking thing that ever happened to me, man. It really is. I don't have any jokes about my kid. No, it is. And you're applauding my wife. She did all the work. Yeah. Yeah, knocking a woman up, that's easy. You just have fun. You unprotected sex, bam, you knock them up, and then they have to deal with it, you know? No matter how much they try to drag you into it, it really is, it's their show, you know? I always say my wife, when my wife was pregnant, I would say my wife, you know, she's pregnant. And then I always have these people like, excuse me, you're supposed to say we're pregnant? You're supposed to say we're pregnant? It's like, well, I'm not a seahorse, so I'm not fucking pregnant. My wife is pregnant. Look at her, she's putting on weight, her feet are swelling up. You know, she's miserable, fucking miserable. I'm still doing pull-ups, I'm crushing it. While being pregnant, I'm still drinking. Had to find her a new home. Well, I finally had to admit that she was fucking crazy. I got a crazy rescue dog, and yeah, it was one of these fucking dogs, man. It tried to kill both my parents. It tried to kill my father-in-law. It bit one of my friends. I'd have family come over, friends or whatever. We have to stick it in the back room, like lock the door. And the first hour would just be throwing itself up against the door. Ah, I'll fucking kill all you motherfuckers! I'll kill all you motherfuckers! Looking under the door, I can see your feet. I know what you smell like. I'll follow you home. I'll find you. I'll fucking kill all of you. And we were just in like total denial, like, no, she's just a little, you know, a little scared because she was abused. And we got like a trainer and all of that shit. And he finally just said, listen, man, this is one of these dogs nature said no to, but people said yes to. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, you could have told me that $10,000 fucking dollars ago, you know? So now my wife, she's 5 months pregnant. She's 6 months, 7, 8 months pregnant. It's just the fucking, this thing just hanging over my head. And finally I just said to my wife, I'm like, we gotta do something about this, man. I'm not gonna be this guy in the news being like, well, you know, the dog loved me and my wife, so I figured it'd be all right to let it sleep near the bassinet. And well, you can imagine my surprise the next morning. Yeah, I wasn't gonna be that guy in the news whose dog ate his baby, right? I gotta get rid of this thing. So we call my trainer and he goes, all right, I'll take it, okay? So thank God they're not gonna put the dog down or anything like that. So I'm like, thank God. So he goes, I'll come back in a week. And it was very sad because we both love this dog, like with all our hearts, right? And what amazed me though was over that week, the way my wife handled grief versus me. It was so mature, she just like took it on. I just went into denial. I was just like, well, I'm not giving it away tomorrow, so I'm not gonna think about it. And I just called the dog up in the bed, started petting her and lashing out at people for no fucking reason, right? My wife, on the other hand, she just went right into the bathroom that night. She was brushing her teeth. I could just hear her quietly crying like, hoo, 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 hoo. I swear to God, I was on the bed and I got mad at her. I didn't yell at her, I had it just internal, you know? And I was just thinking like, why is she having the proper emotion in this fucking moment? Why isn't she just blocking it out the fucking way I am, right? Just don't deal with it until you fucking give it away and then just start yelling at people the way I do. Right, and that's what we did. I just blocked it out, and every night she would cry a little bit more, the whole week. Till the night before, she's like, right? And what I didn't realize was she had cried herself into acceptance. And meanwhile, my emotions were still at the starting line. And then there's a knock at the door, and she goes, okay, he's here, go get the dog. And I'm like, hey, Cleo. And she popped her head up, and I saw her wagging her fucking tail, and all of a sudden, 8 years of conditional love all started bubbling up, and I was like, oh, fuck, not now! Not now! So I just pushed it down. I just walked at her like some weird game show host. Hey, how are you? I'm smiling for no reason, all right? Now we're going for a walk. I'm just gonna say what we're doing so I don't think about what I'm feeling. And I just walked out, handed the leash to the new owner, pet her on the head, didn't even look her in the eye because I knew I couldn't, and just turned around and walked away from something that I loved more than I had loved anything in my life up to that point. Don't tell my wife, right? So then I come back into the house, all right, and she's just looking at me. She knows I'm out of my fucking mind. She's like, are you okay? Is everything all right? Do you want to talk about it? We can go out, get something to eat or something. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Sometimes you have to be up here and think logical and not be in your heart. I'm just going to go into the bathroom for a second. And I went in and I closed the door and for 0.8 seconds cried like a little boy before I put the lid back on the jar. Fastened it back and just added it to the shelf of anger that sits in every man's chest. Yeah. And I couldn't help but wonder in that moment, who that I love in my life is gonna pay for that in the future? Like, where am I gonna be? Family reunion, Bed Bath & Beyond. How many fucking towels do we need? Jesus Christ, it's a fucking sickness with you. Where is this coming from? I just don't understand where this is coming from. Listen, you guys were so awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. I had a great time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Seriously, thank you guys so much. It's been the best 2 days of my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night.
It's nice to be back here down in the South, man. I had a real weird experience last time I came down here. I was in Nashville, right? Sort of an awkward social situation, right? I'm sitting at this bar. There's this white dude sitting like 2 stools away. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. And that Terrell Owens story was in like sports news. So I try to make conversation. I'm like, man, look at this guy. This guy just signed a $40 million contract. He's already bitching, man. How much money do you need to make? And the dude looks at me. He's like, you know what I say? And then he looked over his shoulder, which I now know is the telltale sign that the N-word is coming, and it's coming hard. Oh yeah, it's not gonna be pronounced with the A, it's gonna be with the R, and he hit the R, he like stuck the landing. There was like a dismount, Klan members high-fiving in the background, like doing the wave. Just out of nowhere, so now immediately I'm looking over my shoulder like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm waiting for like this hail of black fists to come raining down on top of me. I hate when people do stuff like that. That dude made me part of like a potential ass kicking that I had nothing to do with. You don't do shit like that. He just had that word, hot potato, just threw it in my lap. Like, trying to pass it down to the next white dude. I hate when people do that, man. You know, it's like, dude, feel me out first. Ask some questions. Do you like to fish? Have you ever fucked your sister, right? I start rattling off answers, then you go old school. You give me a pamphlet, you tell me about your militia. Don't just dive into it. That dude was one of the angriest people I ever met. I should have known that word was coming, because he was just watching Terrell, right? Anytime I would bring up, look at man, that guy's talking trash, he would just like flip out. He won't shut up! You know those people get like so mad they're not even looking at you? Their eyes are up, you just shut up and play the game! You know what's funny? I don't even like Terrell, but now I love the guy. Because every time I see him talking trash, I know this idiot in Nashville is just losing his mind, like kicking over his kitchen TV. Shut the fuck up! Actually, I got a couple of friends of African persuasion, and I gotta get rid of them, man. I gotta admit to you. I'm finding I'm spending too much money on clothes hanging out with them, because I gotta like fucking try to keep up with their wardrobe. It's like every time they go out, they got all brand new shit on. All brand new shit. So when I show up with my white version of brand new, which is, you know, I ironed the shit, right? I ironed it, right? It's new. They just start trashing me. I can't keep up with them, man. They got like fucking 58 pairs of sneakers. Ever notice that shit? Like every color fucking Timberland? And I don't give a shit what fucked up color their shirt is. They got a pair of shoes to match it and a hat. I'll tell you, it's actually funny. You know what? That's actually how I judge black guys now. When I first came to the city, like, all black people scared me. No, I was like the typical white dude from, like, the suburbs, you know what I mean? Had no frame of reference, you know? So my only frame of reference with black people was, like, remember those early 90s gangster rap videos? Throw the fucking LA riots in there, man. It was fucking horrible PR. I'm watching the videos. Look, he's got a nice car, he's got all the women, and he's still fucking mad. These black dudes are never happy. But after 10 years of living in the city, this is how I narrow it down. whether a black dude scares me or not. Black dudes with dirty sneakers scare the fucking shit out of me. No. I figured out in my head, because I know from hanging out with them, that's the last shit that they're gonna let go, the immediate shit that they have on. So I think, you know, if his sneakers are fucked up, that means his life is fucked up. Every time he leaves his building, the whole neighborhood, oh, shit! Everyone starts making fun of him. He's on the train in a bad mood. I kind of have this howdy-doody, kind of mug me kind of face. I'm not saying something's gonna happen, I'm just saying, I'm paying attention. All right? So I sit down, and I'm watching this documentary as a white dude, which is what I am. I'm looking out my white head, watching this white shit. It's coming back into my white eyes, getting whiter by the fucking second. All right? Now, my wife, on the other hand, she's black, right? Now, I hate saying that because it makes it seem like I'm gonna start doing some stupid comparison jokes. You know, those dumb white guy, black guy jokes? And it's always like the white guy's like, oh, Jesus, I gotta do my taxes. Can this chair hold me? The black guy's always like, you need to loosen up. You gotta relax, man. You just gotta let it happen. All right? It's always the same stupid fucking joke. I hate those jokes, you know, because they're easy. And it's been my experience that it's just not true. You know, 15 years of being with her, there's really no difference. You know, because at the end of the day, it's a woman. All right? It's gonna be the same fights. I don't give a fuck who you're with. I'm not gonna lie to you. There might be more head movement and hand gestures with different races of women. Possibly an index finger jabbing at your forehead, whatever the fuck that is. But at the end of the day, it's the same fights. What's going on with us? Do you need to work on this? Why don't we communicate better, right? So she starts watching this shit as a black person, right? And she's seeing all the racism, obviously, that I'm seeing. But she was catching all this subtle shit that I was too white to see, but I knew I was missing it, because I just kept hearing her huffing and puffing, just sitting next to me being like, ah. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, somebody did something. I don't know what just happened, but I don't think that was good. So right when I didn't think it could get any worse, it could get any more uncomfortable between the two of us, this fucking white dude comes on who evidently discovered Elvis. And he's like 190 years old, and he comes out, starts talking. He's just like, well, basically, I was looking for a white boy that could take the down and dirty, nasty blues and combine it with the pristine, angelic sounds of bluegrass. Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was subtly putting black shit down here while he was propping up the white shit. You know, the down and dirty, daddy not sticking around, drug-infested neighborhood blues with the Jesus as white as me, hair the color of the sun, angelic bluegrass playing music, right? So at this point, my wife has like fucking steam coming out of her ears. So I make a judgment call. I just fucking shut it off, right? And she looks at me, she's like, why did you shut that off? Why did you shut it off? I was like, because you're about 3 minutes away from yelling at me like I produced this music. All right? Let's just forget it. We'll watch something else. She's like, no, why can't we just watch the rest of this and then discuss it afterwards? It's like, I don't fucking do that. I just want to watch a documentary. I don't want to have a fucking lecture because of these fucking assholes. I didn't do anything. I'm just sitting here watching TV. And not to mention, we're just gonna get into an argument. She's like, well, why would we get into an argument? I'm like, ugh. All right, you know why? Because not for nothing, there was some black people in there saying some shit that I didn't agree with, you know? I'm not huffing and puffing. Yeah, I said that. Like a fucking idiot. And she just looks at me, she's like what black people? Like what black people that said what? And at that point, it's like you started the luge, right? You can't get off the fucking sled. Now you gotta have the argument. I'm like, fuck, here we go. Guess we're having this. And I'm like, all right. The black guy who brought up leg shaking, saying Elvis took leg shaking from us. It's like, really? Leg shaking? No, nobody thought to fucking do this? Black people came up with that? You telling me that? I'll even give you that. Let's say you came up with that, but where did that black dude learn how to do it? Didn't he watch some older black guy do it? But what, because he's the same color? He's not stealing, he's just carrying on the tradition. But if Elvis does it, oh, what the fuck? Now he's the biggest thief ever? That doesn't make any sense to me.
She goes, no, you idiot. It's not about the leg shaking, okay? It's about, he appropriated a culture. He took all the music, he got all the money, got all the fame. He's called the king of it now, and he never gave a shit, not even a shout out. And I was like, all right. You know, fair enough. You made about 7 or 8 good points there that I can't refute. He appropriated a culture. I get it. You're right. She goes, fine, thank you. And I go, however, not for nothing, do I get mad at you when you get on a skateboard, you start going down the fucking street? Do I get all offended like, hey man, that's some white shit. Stop appropriating my culture, man. Some dirty white kid in Santa Monica came up with that, man. So she starts laughing. And I should have stopped there, but I'm a comedian, right? I'm like, oh, I'm getting a laugh. There's got to be a bigger laugh, so keep going, Bill. Let's come with another example. So I'm like, yeah, do I get mad at you when you fly from LA to New York in under 6 hours? And she just, yeah. And she just stares at me. She's just like, that was fucked up. Paying attention.
So I've been seeing this girl recently, this black girl, right? She lives up in Harlem, you know, gone out like 3-4 times, you know. First time we hung out in like the Village area in New York, you know, which is sort of like a racially mixed area. So shit was cool, you know what I mean? Second time we hung out was more like Midtown, you know. Then the third time, she called me at like 3:30 in the morning, and she wanted me to come up to her apartment, right? So it's 3:30 in the morning, she lives in Harlem, I look how I look, so it's a fucking situation. Yeah, because you know the deal, right? Basically, a white dude feels comfortable up to about like 98th, 99th Street, you know what I'm saying? The second the streets start getting into like triple digits, like 100, 101st Street, start getting like a little asthma, I'm like, ah, fuck, I'm starting to get a little high up here. You feel that little tightness in your chest? Can you feel that? 106th Street, you're like leaning on shit, like, dude, where'd all the cabs go? How come there's no taxis up here? Dude, what's a bodega? I don't know what that is. Let's get the fuck out of here. So I'm praying to God she's gonna tell me to take the subway, get off at like 105th Street, 103rd, you know, which is like the first stop in Harlem where I can still look over my shoulder and see like all the white people like disappearing over the horizon, you know? But she goes, no, man, you want to get on the Uptown 2-3 train, you want to get off at 125th Street. I'm like, God, fuck, 125th Street. Jesus Christ, that's like right in the middle of everything. I'm gonna be surrounded on all 4 sides. I can't fucking do this. So, at this point, I'm really trying to hide like the bitchy tone that's starting to creep into my voice, you know? And I'm trying to ask for really specific directions for when I get up there, because I want to know exactly where I'm going. So she starts naming the streets I have to go down, and every other street up there is named after like a black leader, you know? She's like, make a left on Adam Clayton, take a right on Frederick Douglass. I'm like, God, fuck Adam Clayton. Yo, dude, go on the internet, look up Adam Clayton. Did he kill a bunch of white people during the slave revolt? Dude, I ain't going up there till I know what Adam Clayton did. Fuck this shit. So at this point, I'm really having a battle with myself. Because I'm thinking I can't do this, right? I'm like, I can't do this, but my dick's going, no, come on, man, we can do this, all right? Just relax. Pull yourself together and get on the goddamn train, right? So as always, I listen to my dick. Oh yeah, I get on the train. By the time I get up there, it's like 5 or 4 in the morning, right? I'm staying on like Malcolm X and like Danny Glover or some shit, right? I don't even know where the hell I'm at. But I see the street I want to go up. I want to go up St. Nick. I can literally see her apartment building, but there's like 5 or 6 black dudes standing right on the corner, right where I want to walk by. So I'm like, fuck! I felt like I was on like some reality show at that point, like some sort of like white guy survivor. It was ridiculous. So I'm thinking, I gotta walk right by these guys, right? You know what's funny? I think that they were actually more surprised to see me than I was scared, you know? And I was really, really scared, you know, but I'm also really, really white, you know? Like shockingly Caucasian. You know what I mean? Like if you're not ready for me, I can like surprise you. No, especially if you live up there. You've probably seen a white person for hours, possibly days. So when I show up, it's almost like magical, like a leprechaun came out of nowhere, you know?
Felt like I should have like a little pot of gold, like a rainbow behind me. Top of the morning to you, latte. Kind of danced my way past them. But it's been going all right, you know. Once I get in her apartment, I'm fine, you know. I relax, sit down, you know, watch a hip-hop countdown. Pretend like I know the groups, you know what I mean? It's just getting there that's a fucking pain in the ass. But, you know, I don't get mad at it, because I figure, you know, black dudes got to go through the same shit, though, right? When you go out to the suburbs, go fuck a white girl, right? Just that same awful feeling of just leaving your people behind, you know, just less and less of you as you're fucking driving out there. Probably start off lean and you're all fucking cool. 20 minutes in, you're driving like 10 and 2, the radio's off. Like, dude, I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit at all. There's too much grass, I don't see any rims. This is fucked up. None of the windows are tinted. I can clearly see white people in every car. This is fucked up. Listen, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Not worthy of protecting. Just entered the Oval Office. Not worthy of protecting. So, anyways, there's been the Me Too movement has happened since the last time I was here. Well, no, it had to happen. Jesus Christ. But, you know, I think it's dying down. You know? I don't know. I think they got everybody. Right? Just judging by the stories, I feel like they kind of got everybody. Because the first stories that came out, they were fucking unbelievable. It was just guys taking their dicks out at work, like, look at it, look at it! Fucking blocking doors and jizzing on plants. You're fucking at home watching, Jesus Christ, people did this shit? I remember this one poor woman said she was a PA, went into some director's trailer, and he allegedly came running out, masturbating vigorously while holding a shrimp cocktail. I swear to God. I know that's fucked up, but I gotta tell you something. It's a little bit funny that she felt the need to use the adjective vigorously after she said he was masturbating. He was masturbating vigorously. I'm thinking in my head, like, as opposed to what? As far as I know, there is only one successful way to perform that act, and that would be vigorously. Is there another way to do it? Can you do it passively? You know? Is that how Sting does it? Is that how he's able to fuck for hours and hours? Fans a little air on it, he puts on Fields of Gold, just lets that thing rise up, just letting it marinate, right? Yeah, so the stories were big in the beginning, like, oh my God, what a bunch of fucking animals. And then they just started tapering off. And about, I don't know, 6 months in, they just sounded like bad dates. It was like, he was 10 minutes late, the chicken was cold, I think I was raped, career over. What about my side of the story? Fuck your side of the story! You have a dick and balls, we don't want to hear it! Yeah. It's really weird how the whole thing, it went from like nobody listening, men not listening to women at all, to just this total overcorrection that anything they fucking said means it happens, you know? They got these hashtags like, you know, believe women. Believe women, right? It's a little open-ended, huh? Just straight across the fucking board? All of them? Every last fucking one of them? What about the psychos? What about the ones that key your car and light your shit on fire because you didn't fucking answer a text? What about them? Huh? How about you believe like 88% and that last 12% that's out of their fucking minds? You know, I think that's a fair percentage, wouldn't you? No? Are you too afraid to not believe? No, that's the world we're fucking living in right now. No, everything has just become fucking absolutes in the States. It's fucking nuts. Like that Colin Kaepernick guy, right? You knew when he was like protesting during the national anthem, no one was gonna listen to what the fuck he had to say. No matter how much he explained it. He goes, I'm taking a knee during the national anthem. This is a protest about police brutality, the way people of color are treated. We'd like to open a dialogue. He got about halfway through that. People are like, my brother's fighting in Iraq, you fucking piece of shit! And it's just like, buddy, nobody is saying your brother isn't in Iraq fighting. You're not listening. This is about police brutality. My brother's a firefighter. He watched 9/11 on television. No, buddy. Nobody's saying that your brother's not a firefighter. I got a bone spur in my heel. I can still stand up during the fucking song. Buddy, nobody is saying you can't see a fucking podiatrist, all right? You're not listening. That's what it became. It went from not listening to women to just believe women, right? And then, you know, and then people just like, did you see that story? Did you read the story? You can't make something like that up. I always want to be like, well, did you see Star Wars? I mean, somebody made that up. They made like fucking 15 of them, you know? People can make shit up, right? You're part of the fucking problem. Get the fuck out. No means no. That's another one. No means no. It's like, no, it doesn't. All right? Look, no means no. No, that means no. All right, but no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God. You're being so bad. Stop it. No. Yeah, that's not a fucking no. That means I want to do it, but I'm afraid you're going to judge me, so I'm just going to make it look like it was your idea so you don't figure out that I've already performed this act with 40 other fucking people. Right? But then you go to court and you get a bad read and there's some guy reading it. Your Honor, she said no. Stop it. What are you doing? You're being so bad. Yeah, and you're just sitting there like, she didn't fucking say it like that. She didn't say it like that. Yeah. So now everybody's just like scared shitless. You know? Because I guess if women ran the world, there'd be no war. Evidently, there'd be no due process either. So you just gotta sit there going, No, it's fucking nuts. People are so scared now. You have the male feminist. Like, where the fuck did that come from? Just out of nowhere. Last couple years, I'm a male feminist. I've always championed women. No, you haven't. You haven't. This shit came out and you're fucking scared. You did something. You grabbed some fucking titties. What the fuck did you do that you have to overcorrect that fucking hard? What kind of a man who still has his balls is walking around saying that he's a male feminist? I'm a male feminist. I totally see the way you see the fucking world. It's impossible as a man who was raised right. To be a feminist. You can't do it. You're a man. Look, you can agree with it, you can empathize, sympathy, you can do all of that shit, but you can't be it any more than I can stand here and just be like, I'm a Black Panther. Fight the power. And then I walk out the door, a blue-eyed white dude, and I get to live that fucking life, right? I don't know, ladies. I don't buy it. Maybe you do, I don't. Anytime I hear a guy say I'm a male feminist, I always just think that is the most pathetic, limp dick way ever to try and get some pussy, right? Like that is literally the fucking game you had when you were on a first date when you were 16, you were all nervous and your whole game plan was just agree with her, maybe she'll touch it. So, what are your favorite bands? I like whatever you like. Will you touch it now? Did I do it right? Yeah, it's a weird time right now. I'm glad that I'm fucking, married now. I don't gotta fucking deal with any of that shit. You know? Younger guys, I don't know. How do you deal with it? Like, you know what was really fucked up in all of this now? Is what about women who like it rough? Right? That doesn't happen here in the jolly old England, right? Not at all. Everybody gets all dead silent. Big fucking elephant in the fucking room, right? Yeah. How the fuck do you... What's that?
Ask for consent.
Ask for consent? Doesn't that take the mood? Well, Jesus, that kind of took it in a weird way. Dude, whatever the fuck I was saying, however you heard it, that's not what the fuck I'm saying, all right? You know, I really listened to this Me Too movement. I think for the first time in my life, I'm gonna ask for consent. I'm really gonna do it this time. I've been feeling... This is why you can't judge comedians. Do you understand this? Do you understand what the fuck I was saying and how this fucking jackass just heard it? You know? The second it comes out of my mouth, it's not what I said anymore. It goes into your fucking ear hole and gets cut with your whole fucking childhood. Oh, this is what he means. Sir, if I could get along with my point, if you wouldn't mind that.
I would say 13% of people on the internet are cool. The rest of them, they're just a bunch of animals. Why would you want to talk to them?
Wait, you're saying
Only 13% of people
Are cool. 13% are cool. The other 87% are writing horrific stuff under YouTube videos. They're assholes.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, you were afraid of your dad. He came home, he came in the front door, you went out the back door. You just remember going into the woods and you just stay in there till his car left again.
You're thinking about going back to church.
Yeah. I don't believe in any of it, really. And my church, I feel like I'm going there, I'm helping to pay for a legal team. So I don't want to go, no, they only raped kids. Come on, here we go. You're not against that, are you? Jesus Christ. Dude, if you took 90% of my text messages and phone messages and you put them on the news, you would run out of podiums to put in front of me that I would have to apologize. The crap me and DeRosa say to each other, forget it. So you can choose to take a comedian seriously, but that doesn't mean that I now meant the joke, and you can start saying that they're statements, you know?
Okay.
Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Going around saying that 87% of the world sucks, you're not going to get one.
No, but this is the thing.
You're not going to give you one.
I can say that because there's nothing you can take away from me. What are you going to do? You're going to say I can't do stand-up in strip malls anymore? That's usually the punishment for the genius.
I fly a lot, and there's this whole new thing of generation of people that take their socks and their shoes off on the plane. You got to look at their smelly feet, and then they'll literally stand up and they will walk into a commercial airline bathroom. Yeah, use it and then walk and sit back down again.
That's not right.
Yeah, if I was a dictator, those people would be eliminated.
No, I obviously became a dad late at 48, so I got to make sure. I got to be there for at least 30 years to make sure, you know, she doesn't marry a jerk. And then, then I can just kick off, and that'll be it. Happy holidays, everybody. There you go. I think he just kind of, like, told people what to invent. Like, he just kind of came in like, I want my whole music collection in that phone. Get on it! And then all these nameless, faceless guys made it happen. Yeah. And then they have the big nerd concert, and he goes out there by himself. No belt, you know, sneakers on. I just didn't buy it. If you went to a restaurant and you didn't like the meal, the chef doesn't owe you an apology. You know, you just don't go to the restaurant anymore.
Right.
Rich kids just sit around, you know, doing blow, sitting in Ferraris. They don't do anything. It's the poor kids that they make stuff happen. So
Yeah.
Why respond to somebody who's being negative to you on Twitter?
Because it's fun. Women are so overrated, right? We went from we went from not listening to them to now it's ridiculous. Like that Believe women. It's like all of them. I mean, I don't know.
Again, the good old days.
Yeah. Anyway.
You know what? They don't even call it Alphabet City anymore. You know that? They call it like the Lower East Side. Things, gentrification, whatever.
Was that offensive to illiterate people?
What about the angle? There was a lot coming from the Hillary Clinton camp that Trump is bad for children. And they had a lot of ads that said, you know, children are watching this guy
Oh, we all know
talk.
that children 5 and 6 years old are always tuning into the debates. Taking notes. That's what I did when I was a kid. I'll never forget that.
Because it goes the opposite direction now, of course. You get a tax break for the more kids you get. So you're saying it should go the other direction.
Yeah, no more kids. I'm anti-kids. They need to be stopped. It's one year what people should do. You know, like Richard Branson, one of these hot air balloon rich guys, should just like float in over them right before it and just start dropping everything that they want. But even then, they would start stampeding. Like, no matter how many hot air balloons he had.
How do you get out of those conversations if you're not going to admit that you're wrong because you're not wrong, but you're not going to have the argument because it's Len?
No, if I was wrong, I would just say that I'm wrong. But like if she wants to argue, I just say, well, you know, I can't argue with you because I gave up this up for Lent, and it's driving her nuts. You never saw.
What do you think about population, world population?
It's completely out of control.
Well, what about be fruitful and multiply?
I think we did that. I think we achieved that goal, and it's time to move on to something else. I mean, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Like, I think we need to kind of curb the babies for a minute.
The douchebaggery in my relationship. I'm not turning out the pilot light, though. All right? I'm keeping some fight in me. I'm not going to be that henpeck guy. Just standing there like, I guess we're making holiday cookies. That dude with the bowed shoulders. She makes them, and then I'm supposed to sprinkle the sugar on them. I don't even think they taste that good, but it's just... No, I stand my ground sometimes. Sometimes I let it go. You just got to figure it out, you know? Like, we had a fight the other night. She got so mad at me. She was like, you know, you can just sleep downstairs. You can just sleep downstairs. I couldn't believe it. It's one of the most arrogant things I've ever heard in my life. Can you believe that? One adult telling another adult where they can sleep? You can just sleep downstairs. Like, I was just going to sit up in bed and grab a blanket like Linus. All right. Hey, where downstairs, by the way? Like, over here downstairs? Or like more over here? Where should I sleep? It's like, are you out of your mind? I go, I'm not sleeping downstairs. She's like, who are you going to sleep then? I'm like, where I always sleep. I will fucking sleep on your side of the bed if I want to. What are you going to do? I'm bigger than you. I'll hang on to the covers. Try to get me out. No tickling. Go ahead. Yeah. I was like, you don't tell me where to sleep. I sleep where I want to sleep. She's like, well, you don't tell me where to sleep. I'm like, I'm not the one telling people where to sleep. It was one of those classic relationship fights. It's like 2 a.m, you're both half naked. She's not wearing a bra, you got half a ball hanging out. Like, and another thing. No, I need to say this. The other day, I felt slighted. Yeah, it's fucking unreal. But what kills me is that there's actually guys out there that will actually listen to that shit. Yeah, you talk to them, they'll be, hey, how's it been going? Oh, you know, been rough last couple of nights downstairs on the couch. You know how that is, right? No, I don't. I don't understand. Yeah, how did you get yourself into that situation? Like, what are you afraid of? What is she gonna do if you say no? What is she gonna fucking choke slam you onto the kitchen table? Look, I understand if you're dating some woman and she does that UFC, MMA shit, then you gotta sleep what she says to sleep. You got to. She's gonna come at you, well, let's get you in an armbar. All right, tapping out. Or even worse, she chokes you out. You wake up on the couch like 11 minutes later, like... Just grab your jacket off the back of the couch. I fucking hate when she does this. It's like, it's not even fair. Have a debate like a normal person. All right? I'm going to talk somebody down from a ledge here. Someone who's actually been sleeping on the couch, okay? So there's the first fear. Out the window. Okay? She can't physically dominate you, so that's gone. What's the next fear? She's going to cut off the sex. Yeah, rub one out. Neutralize. It's the most empty threat there is. Do it right in front of her. Join me. Yeah. I've never understood that threat. That's like somebody putting a chain around your refrigerator, but you got a sandwich in your pocket, right? A never-ending sandwich. Like some biblical shit, like Jesus with the fucking bread or whatever, right? So now, what's the last thing she can do? What can she do now? Be moody? You can't handle that? You know, walk by the TV without looking at you? Only make herself something yummy out in the kitchen? Who gives a fuck? Dude, my wife does that. I just sit there. I just start commentating. Oh, here she comes again, walking by the TV. She really must be mad. She's never body slammed me once, ever. I'm not saying to be a dick, all right? I'm just saying you got to keep them honest. Every once in a while, you got to have a little pushback. Yeah. The rest of the shit, I'm learning that about women. You just kind of fucking, you want to keep them calm. Keep them calm, like a rescue dog, right? Just, everything's cool. Everything's cool. Just, yeah, this is great. I'm having a great time, you know? Oh, no, your friends are awesome. Very interesting party. I am talking to people. I'm talking to people. I am having a good time here. That's what you do. You just do that enough. Then when you bark back, you got a little something. Like, here's an olive branch I've extended to. Is basically, we fight a lot over television. So, I don't know. I've kind of come her way. She's come my way. She watches a little bit of sports. I occasionally will watch like a romantic comedy, which, I don't care. The nerd's gonna fuck the cheerleader. I'll watch it, right? I don't mind them. It's an uplifting story. I just don't like the love scenes in romantic comedies. They creep me out. They're just so fucking nice. It's like missionary style. There's candles. That stupid saxophone music. It always goes down. Like the saxophone implies the penetration, right? That they can't show it. They gotta make her this one-dimensional, this little angel. They ignore the other 90% of her sexuality. No hair pulling, no ass slapping, none of that shit. None of that taboo stuff of a woman's sexuality that's never brought up. You know, that whole hold me down, but let me up, but hold me down. Choke me, but let me breathe, but kind of scare the shit out of me a little bit. I want to feel your power, but I want to be safe, but let me know if you really want it to. You know, that whole 50 Shades of Rape, whatever the hell that is. Yeah. I don't even pretend to understand it. I remember the first time a woman wanted to get me to like choke her a little bit. I didn't even know what she was doing. I was just so psyched to be getting laid. I was just trying, and she just kept taking my hand and she kept putting it like right here. And then I didn't know what she was doing. I thought she was like testing my core strength or some shit. I was just like. And finally, I was just like, "What are you doing?" She's just like, "I don't know, just kind of like, you know, like squeeze a little bit, yeah, kind of like squeeze it. Why don't you want to do it? It'll be fun." Why don't I want to do it? I don't think I want a passed out naked woman with my fingerprints all around her neck, having the cops show up. "Yeah, she's in here, officer. Damn this thing. It was her idea. I swear to God, it was her idea." Yeah, they always make it nice in those movies. Like the raciest thing they'll do is maybe every once in a while they kiss up against a wall. You know, I guess women like walls. I didn't know that. There's a lot of up against the wall kissing. Oh my God, it's the wall. Oh my God, it's supporting me. Maybe he'll support me. It's a metaphor. I love it. Right? Yeah. I saw one the other night. They were doing that, and then out of nowhere they started having sex up against the wall. And I'm like, finally, something a little bit more interesting, right? But they were doing it standing up facing each other, missionary style. Arguably one of the most difficult positions there is.
No means no, that's another one. No means no. It's like, no, it doesn't. All right? Look, no means no. No, that means no. All right, but no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God. You're being so bad. Stop it. No. Yeah, that's not a fucking no. That means I want to do it, but I'm afraid you're going to judge me, so I'm just going to make it look like it was your idea so you don't figure out that I've already performed this act with 40 other fucking people. Right? But then you go to court and you get a bad read and there's some guy reading it. Your Honor, she said no. Stop it. What are you doing? You're being so bad. Yeah, and you're just sitting there like, she didn't fucking say it like that. She didn't say it like that. So, I'm sick of Obama's wife. Yeah. This isn't some Republican rant either. It's just kind of first ladies in general. You know, I don't know what it is. All throughout my life, with each presidency, like these first ladies, they've just gotten more and more like chatty. You know? More and more chiming in, like leaning into the frame, spitting out their ideas. It's just like, well, why are you talking? Right? You weren't elected. Shut up. Your husband's not running a lemonade stand here. He's running the country. You don't just chime in. Let me guess, is this considered sexist? It is? Why? Well, okay, you just nodded there, lady. Let me ask you this, all right? Let's say you had a leak in your house, okay? You call a plumber up. He shows up. And he goes, yeah, I think the leak's coming from the upstairs bathroom. We need to shut it up, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden his wife walks in, who isn't a plumber. And then he goes, hey, you know, I'm actually thinking it's kind of, wouldn't you be like, with all due respect, shut the up. I need a plumber in this moment. I'll extend an olive branch here. All right, at some point, there's going to be the first female president, right? Exactly. Which means at that moment, you're going to have the first male first lady, right? And when that happens, that dude needs to shut his trap. I don't want to hear a word out of him. I want to hear from the president. You, sir, go do some first lady stuff, all right? Go get yourself some gloves that go up to your elbows. Smile and nod during speeches. Go put your own flair redecorating the White House, right?
Which leads you to Michelle Obama, right? Now she's sitting there holding up those hashtags. Remember that hashtag, bring back our girls? Remember that? It's like, that blew my mind. It's like, why are you showing me that? I'm a stand-up comedian. Like, what am I going to do to get those girls back? Why don't you look across the dinner table? It's like, you see that guy? That is the leader of the free world. Tell him to pick up a phone, call some Navy SEALs and solve it. What am I going to do? Show up with a sharpened mic stand? Hey, Michelle said to bring him back. So let's talk white women here, shall we? Let's talk white women. White women, you're amazing. Amazing, your accomplishments over the last few years. I got to tell you, the way white women somehow hijacked the woke movement, generals around the world should be analyzing this. Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line. I don't know how they did it. I've never heard so much complaining in my life from white women. My life is so hard with my SUV and my heated seats. You have no idea what it's like to be me. Trash and white guys, the nerve. Where's the camera? The nerve of you white women. Listen, I don't want to speak ill of my bitches here, okay? I don't, but let's go back in history here, okay? You guys stood by us toxic white males through centuries of our crimes against humanity. You rolled around in the blood money, and occasionally, when you wanted to sneak off and hook up with a black dude, if you got caught, you said it wasn't consensual. Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did. So why don't you shut up, sit down next to me, and take your talking to? Thank you. I will get married, you know. I was making that. I'll definitely get married someday, you know. I love women and everything. I'm just finding I'm not, like, compatible with them. You know what I mean? You ever just feel that? Like, women have, like, too much energy for me. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have a day off when you have a girlfriend. You ever notice that? It's almost like they see that open day. They're like, oh, my God, let's go fill it up with shit. No, then they just come at you with one horrible idea after another. Horrible ideas. Like, you want to make some sandwiches and go to the park? You want to go to the container store, get some containers for your T-shirts? This is the worst one. You ever get this one? You want to go to brunch? You want to go to brunch on Sunday? And inside you're like, fucking no! But you can't say that, right? You gotta keep them happy. So what do? You agree. Like, yeah, let's go to brunch. What a great idea. Why would you want to sleep in on a Sunday when you can go pay $18 for eggs? Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking. Then we can sit around and listen to your friends have moronic conversations about the eggs. Like, is that pesto? Is that pesto in your omelet? Oh, it's asparagus. It's asparagus. I thought it was pesto. Oh, you just want to flip the whole fucking table over? It's horrendous. I'm trying to learn to pick my battles when I date girls. I usually argue with women all the time, man. I'm stupid like that. You know? Like, I dated this girl one time. She was, like, really into, like, women's issues. So we used to always have these dumbass arguments. So one time she came up to me and she goes, okay, explain this to me, Bill. Why does a guy make more an hour to do the exact same job, huh? I go, I'll tell you why. Because in the unlikely event that we're both on a Titanic and it starts to sink, for some fucked up reason, you get to leave with the kids and I have to stay. Yeah, that's why I get the $1 more an hour. No, think about it. If there's a house fire, it's always women and children first. I got to stand there with, like, the back of my shirt on fire going, let's go, people, let's go, let's go. So that's how I look at it. No, it's $1 an hour surcharge. That if something fucked up happens, either I can't leave
or I gotta like get in the way of it to give you a head start, like rabid dog, run honey, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You hear a bump in the night, I gotta go check it out, like, yes, he does have a knife. Anytime there's a hostage situation, who do they negotiate for first? Well, at least let the women and children go. Well, what about me? Bullets hurt me too. Why the fuck do I gotta stay in the vault? No, that's my point, man. Where are all the feminists in those situations? You know what I mean? You can't find them. There are no feminists in a house fire. That's a guarantee. You could take the most hardcore feminist, some chick right in your face, like, you chauvinistic son of a bitch, little short, little haircut, the whole 9 yards, right? Second those flames break out, she's gonna twist those little hairs into pigtails. Oh, I'm just a girl. I wanna go play jump rope. And leave you standing in a burning house like you're not flammable. You know, but I'm not a dick though. I'm not saying I think a woman should make $1 less an hour to do the same job. All I'm saying is if you're gonna make what I make when the boat sinks, you better be standing right there next to me, listen to that guy play the cello. Then you get the corner office. You get all the benefits or whatever.
I was going back and forth with somebody this morning, an East Coast friend of mine who I hadn't talked to in a while. How you enjoy being a dad and blah, 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 blah. And then she hits me up with the whole, hey, I'm turning 50 this year. I am not happy about it. I said, yeah, I turned 50 last year. She goes, how was turning 50 for you? You know, she goes, you're a guy. You probably don't care. It's much harder for a woman, especially with our careers. Oh, did I have fun with that? You know? I just wrote back, where? Jesus fucking Christ. You know what I mean? White women complaining is one of the funniest. It's like you got a fucking house and a beautiful family. What is the fucking... It's so much harder for me. You're going to outlive me by 6 to 8 years. So me turning 50 is like me turning like 56, 57, 58. You don't hear me complaining, you know? You never hear me complain on this podcast. This is nothing but positivity, rainbows, and fucking unicorns. Yeah, I love that shit. It's harder for women to go to the gym. It's harder for us to lose weight. Well, then fucking work harder. You know, everybody's different. Oh, is that where it's harder? You know what's harder for me? Trying to get some woman to pay the cover charge and buy me drinks. You know, it's harder for me. Divorce court, outliving you. I mean, it balances out, ladies. Getting child support. Yeah, that's harder for me because I'll be the one paying it. Then all of a sudden it costs $900,000 a month to raise a fucking 2-year-old, right? I just don't understand the constant complaining by white women. Okay, you're white. You live in America. Shut up. Okay, wait till the other problems are solved, and then we'll get to you. You're at the meat counter. Your number isn't up yet. Wait your turn. All right? Wait your turn, Abigail. Do you know how much harder? It's so much easier for you to go to jail. It's not easier. Men's lives are harder because we have to live with you guys. Oh, man. I want to become friends with a lesbian couple, and I want to, like, be friends with, like, the chick in the relationship that's got to handle more of the dude shit. You know, because, you know, opposites attract, and I would think even, like, in the lesbian community, there's going to be somebody, you know, who's out there swinging the axe, getting the fucking firewood, while the other one's in there making the muffins. That's the lesbian I want to talk to. Right into my podcast, please. You know, I want to know if those lesbians, on average, die sooner than the dainty lesbian. You know, the lesbian who's got to go out on the fucking roof and adjust the fucking DirecTV satellite fucking thing in the middle of the fucking rain. That's who I want to hear from. That's the study I would be doing.
Yeah, Michelle Obama's doing an arena tour. That's another thing going on. I'm going to say that again. Michelle Obama is doing an arena tour. She's not playing comedy clubs. She's doing arenas. When did first ladies start acting like they got elected? You know? Dude, being a first lady, that's not a fucking job. Just standing there smiling and waving. Right? Look how quiet is it in here. Why is it so fucking quiet? You think that's a job? It's not a fucking job. Dude, if you really think it's a job, just look at him. Right? Look at Obama. When that guy got elected, he looked like he was about 41 years old. When he left office, that guy looked like he was about 73. Right? Look at Michelle. She looks younger now than she did when that dude got elected. What has she done for the last 8 years? Yeah, other than lay in a giant vat of Illuminati-level lotion, just sitting there floating. A couple hours, a shapeshifter comes in and dumps another bucket on her. She pops her head up. Hey, Bam Bam, tell Stevie Wonder to come down and play some songs tonight. Now, I found out she's doing a tour because she's doing a book tour. Yeah, she wrote a book. She wrote a book about not having a job. I gotta read that fucking book. Chapter 1, how to know if a dick tastes presidential. How to weed your way through all that local representative cock and get to the big swinging dick in the room. I'll tell you right now, say what you want about Republican presidents, but they got their first ladies in line. They do. Dude, George W. was president for 8 years. 8 years. I don't even know his wife's name. What was it, Abigail or some shit? Maggie? No clue. Donald Trump's wife stands behind him like a giant meerkat, like... Bill Clinton was president, his wife never shut up. I want to do healthcare. He fucked around on her so much, he's like, all right, whatever, just do it. But I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna check out that fucking tour. I gotta see what that's all about. You know? Who opens? Who opens on that fucking tour? Was it Oprah Winfrey's husband? You know? Does he fucking come out and talk about what it's like to walk her dogs? I do it for 20 minutes a day. The Cocker Spaniel's probably the most fussiest, and I gotta bring him around. Look, I'm sure that there's some feminists in the crowd right now not appreciating this joke, feeling triggered, feeling like they need to fucking put out a hashtag or some shit and be brave and speak out. You know what? You're full of shit. You are. All those feminists are full of shit, because I'm gonna tell you right now, someday there's gonna be the first woman president. All right? Which means you don't even know what her fucking platform is, and you automatically cheer. It's got the same genitalia. Fucking, I'm telling you, they're not smart people. Feminists, they're not as smart as they're coming off. I'm telling you. Someday, there's gonna be. By the way, this is gonna be my last show ever. By the time this fucking thing comes out. Someday, there's gonna be the first female president, which means there's gonna be the first male first lady, right? And you wait, you fucking wait. The first time that dude opens his mouth about some political shit, you watch all these feminists. They're on me, you shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up! It is her time now. It is her time. She was elected, not you. Go pick out some plates, bitch. You are the first lady. He's gonna get treated like Tom Arnold when he was with Roseanne. Secret Service name will be like Appendix or Doesn't Matter. Not worthy of protecting. Just entered the Oval Office. Not worthy of protecting.